Hi guys, my name is Sahib Bilawal, and me and my group, we're going to talk about business discourse communities. A discourse community is a group of people who share a set of discourses, understood as basic values and assumptions, for ways of communicating about their goals. In our society, people usually get together over the common goal of helping one another to reach their goals and milestones. The purpose of our discourse community is to find new techniques and discuss past ventures that can possibly lead to new discoveries in this given field. As these discussions take place, the knowledge gained from diverse communities leads to different and innovative outlooks and strategies. As our discourse community is a field of business, you can really see where these traits fit in. As there are many individuals in our diverse playing field, you are able to grasp more ideas and outlooks that can now be implemented into your day-to-day business life or long-term business life. Epistemology is a theory of knowledge, especially with regards to its methods, validity, and scope. As our community's epidemiology is to find different ventures in the field of business. As this community's main values are held over trial and error by discussing in our community of why one flaw can lead to new ideas and explanation for why this flaw occurred. And this, therefore, will lead to a change in the procedures of running a business and vice versa. With this community, you are able to discuss with successful individuals who you are allowed to learn from and implement their ideas along with yours. The shared topics of our study are management, accounting, financing, and marketing. As the community I am discussing has many layers, and a mistake at any of these layers can lead to a faulty outcome. However, due to the many layers, you also get a much more diverse set of people who all hold a value in their given playing field. With all these individuals with different knowledge and different outlooks, this only leads to more innovation. And due to all these specific layers coming together over one goal, and that is to sustain a business.
In every discourse community, there are continuous debates. This is no different for the business community. Common debates that exist within the business community include student loan debt, income inequality, climate change, healthcare, and international trade. To start off, student loan debt has been a topic of discussion for decades and will likely stay a topic for generations to come. As many of you may already know, college is extremely expensive, but on the bright side, college graduates have shown to have the highest paid salaries compared to those who fail or do not attempt to graduate. Still, hundreds of thousands of graduates owe an outstanding amount of money to the student loans and do not end up paying them off till they're elderly. Another debate within the community is income inequality. The minimum wage in America has most likely been a topic throughout all businesses in the past few years. As the cost of living in America rises and with inflation decreasing the purchasing power of money, many employees believe that minimum wage should increase as well. Unfortunately, not all businesses want to increase their worker salary because less would be coming back to them. As a result, businesses are losing employees to fellow businesses that offer higher wages. This leaves businesses to face the decision: should they raise their wages? Third is climate change. Climate change is a shift in global climate patterns, and today it is a major threat to Earth as we know it. To fix this problem, many businesses would have to come out of pocket and contribute to the cause. This process can be extremely expensive, but is it worth saving the planet that humanity lives on? Many people argue it is, while many selfish business persons do not want to invest that amount of money into the cause. Healthcare is next. This is one of the most controversial topics in American politics. One half of the country believes healthcare should be free as a human right, and the other side does not want to see their taxes increased. Free healthcare for all American citizens would be fantastic, but is it fair to people who have to give up more of their hard-earned dollars to taxes? And the final debate that I'm going to be talking about is international trade. From the surface, nothing at all seems wrong with international trade, but when you factor in the estimated 500,053,742 homeless people in the US, Many who cannot find a job, it makes one ask themselves, as a country, why don't we domestically produce more things instead of trade? One answer to that question would be because it is much cheaper for items to be produced and traded internationally than paying US citizens to produce the same item. A common theme in all of these debates includes the moral right choice and the financial gain for businesses. Many people are selfish, so they don't want to come out their pockets to help these causes, while many other people who may not be as wealthy as these people are on the morally right side. The next thing I'm going to talk about is the genres in the discourse community, really how business people communicate with each other. Financial accounting, graphs, charts, surveys, and Excel are forms of communication essential for community, for the community. Financial accounting is a specific branch of accounting that involves a process of recording, summarizing, and reporting. Graphs are a visual representation of data. Charts are a diagram that visually conveys a company's internal structure by detailing the roles, responsibilities, relationships between individuals within an entity. Surveys are a research tool that is used for collecting relevant data about a business from a predetermined audience. And finally, Excel is a software program created by Microsoft that uses spreadsheet to organize numbers and data with formulas and functions. Entrepreneurs, owners, stockholders, marketers, and other types of business persons all interact using the selected genres. The reasoning behind this form of communication is due to the fact that the majority of time, businesses are dealing with numbers. With graphs, charts, surveys, and such, businesses are able to make sense of the data much easier than not. Businesses are always dealing with clients from various backgrounds, so it is essential that the information they provide is understandable. Doing this earns trust, which is extremely important between businesses and clients. This is what creates good business. The final thing I'm going to be talking about today is the common community lexies, also known as the terms. Accounting, accounts receivable, liabilities, assets, accounts payable, revenue, and expenses are all terms that somebody in this discourse community would need to know. These are mostly used terms in financial statements, which include income statements, retained earnings, and balance sheets. They are important because formal records of the financial activities and position of business, person, or other entities. Relevant financial information is presented in a structured manner and in a form which is easy to understand. So basically, to simplify it, it has to do with what goes on behind the scenes in all businesses.
Hello, everyone. My name is Hamish Pardewala, and now I will be moving on to the unspoken rules of the business discourse community. So newcomers in the business field will find out about beliefs, values, and conventions the hard way, specifically ethics. MBA teaches ethics. While businesses are designed to make money and bring in a profit, it is important to know how to resolve ethical and governance issues in a socially responsible manner. Businesses have to be aware of new technologies, the trending demands of their clientele, and changes in market conditions so that they can continue to operate in ways that are both responsible and profitable. One has to pay attention to multiple things at the same time in the business field. Mistakes, whether big or small, can have a detrimental impact on the individual or business as a whole. In terms of society and how society views business and vice versa, the community is viewed by the way community is viewing society and how it chooses to interact with society. Well, it relies on business. It is what makes the world go round on basis. From grocery shopping to online shopping, it happens through business. In terms of interactions with society, corporations can enact CSR, or corporate social responsibility, as a business practice in multiple ways. Corporate social responsibility as a business practice involves putting certain funds towards organizations or people who are in need of aid. Some corporations put part of their proceeds towards programs that feed the hungry, others towards organizations that clean up the environment. In a sense, corporations aren't always doing things for themselves alone. It's not always greed. Next, we'll move on to the struggles of an outsider in the business discourse community. So overall, the clear important aspect of business as a whole is ethics. This is the most difficult part of a business to grasp and master. There are 8 key reasons why this is the case, according to Antonio Argandona, professor of economics at IESC Business School. First, the decisions are complex. There is no time for reflection. Vital information is missing. Second, the competition is intense, sometimes brutal. Many businesses do not survive as many competitors have much of an edge, whether it be sales, their business model, etc. Third, you are what you achieve, and there are perverse incentives. Being able to achieve a specific goal can be tough, and some do so making decisions and actions that may not be in their best interest. Fourth, there is an abundance of inertia. For example, that's how it's always been done. There's at times heavy resistance to change, especially when a specific approach or model is being very concise. Fifth, moral sensitivity is reduced. Ethical problems are not apparent. Sixth, there's a lot of cognitive dissonances, resistance to accepting evidence contrary to what we think. Seventh, there's also a prevalence of bureaucratic culture. This is how things are done here. Follow our lead or you're out of here, etc. Lastly, ethics is not considered a part of the company's decision making. One word to summarize business is ethics. Without it, a business does not succeed. So moving on to the annotated articles that we chose. The first article is about entrepreneurs that face emotional exhaustion and how the lack of drive and motivation can be detrimental to the business or firm as a whole. Entrepreneurs' main goal is to help a business thrive, and without the mental fortitude, a business cannot succeed. And then the second article is about MBA programs offered in 2 different countries, India and Kenya. This quote focuses on a different study conducted regarding male and female behaviors towards pursuing a business program. And these factors can be used to link the distinct factors that separate Indian and Kenyan students. Building on prior knowledge helps establish new connections, which in this case was the Indian and Kenyan students. Well, this is the Business Discourse community. We thank you for your time, and we really appreciate it.